गया सब
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, that's the spirit. Welcome to our continuation on the nectar of devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as a part of our Bhakti Shastri. We discussed 8th chapter in the morning and I think 7th also. So some points that you recollect without seeing in your notes. Even an offender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to Lord can be forgiven by chanting, by taking shelter of the holy name. Offender of the holy name can be? Offender of the Lord can be forgiven by taking shelter of the holy name. And if one offends the holy name only, we cannot, then there is no correcting. Yes. Yeah.
We should keep on inquiring because Sabda saves time.
Very good. Inquiring from bona fide devotees.
Regarding initiation, initiation we must take from living Guru. It's who is present on this world physically. I give example. There are some few examples in Shastri like Tukaram Maharaj told. So, but ideally we should take initiation from living.
Inattentive chanting is the mother of all offenses. And so whatever it takes, we should chant attentively. Many things can be done, like you told some process like Hare Krishna, like that. Many things, whatever it takes, we should try to do.
Yes.
When one is convinced that this material world is fully miserable, then only one should take initiation.
Yes. Very good.
One should not read books for popularity. One should read books for purity.
Purification. Very good.
Realization comes by the mercy of the spiritual master.
What comes?
Realization. And we get the mercy when we carry out the order of the spiritual master.
We get mercy?
When we carry out the order of the instruction of the spiritual master.
We discussed that if someone has unflinching faith in his spiritual master and supreme Lord, then everything is lived in the heart. It's not in the mind. Hriday Prakashito. So you get example of this South Indian Brahmana. He followed the instruction of the spiritual master. Then he was Nam Rup Gun Lila. Everything was able to him, and even Mahaprabhu embraced.
Yes.
One should repeat the same book just like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and teachings of Lord Chaitanya, that is CC, and the next is Nectar of Devotion. Repeat the same.
These four books are enough for our sex. Yes. Some others, those who did not say.
The sign of advancement in spiritual life is detachment from senses. And we will get detached from senses, that will be advanced.
Yes.
And also taking initiation from spiritual master and taking shelter also is ulvasa. These two things are separately maintained. So first, shelter is ideally to be taken from the heart, and then the external processing initially happens.
Somewhat similar point only that Ado Guru Padashray is like a gate. The first very important thing. If we do that, then we get access to 63 more visitors.
Yes. It is inspired.
We learned that Guruji, people they worship books, they keep it in their home, wrapped in a red cloth and they worship it. But that's Panchratri ki vidhi. But Bhagavad Vidhi should be applied to it, not Panchratri ki vidhi. Panchratri ki vidhi is applied to pictures and deities. So we should, the best worship of a book is to read it and learn from it.
Yes. Good. They say a brand new book you purchase, what is its cost? 0. Because nobody has read it. If you read it once, then the cost is whatever. What is the cost of this book? 200. So if you read it 2 times, it will become 400 rupees. If you read it 3 times, it will become 800. If you read it like that, it will multiply. But in the beginning, when you purchase, its value is 0 because nobody has read it. So more you read the book, more its value increases. Good. Any other?
We should have aspiration that maybe hundreds of times we can read our Gita in our life.
Proper disciples have gone ahead of 120 years. Trutakarma Prabhu, I think Ravindra Prabhu, when I asked His Holiness Prahladan Swami Maharaj through me, so he said he's read Bhagavatam more than 120 times. Bhagavatam more than 6 times, I think. Okay. He reads daily minimum 6 hours.
One should glorify the spiritual master in front of the and give example of
He glorified Baba or somebody else glorified him?
glorified Maharaj
Yes.
and out of humility Maharaj told that I'm just like a dog. So then later on you understood that I also want to be a dog.
I understood. I didn't understand. I also want to become Buddha. Later I understood that it is true that he is loyal to Guru Parampara. That is the quality of a dog. So he is just repeating in Parampara. So I should also try to be. That is aspiration. Not that I understood. That is aspiration. I hope you understood. There was some confusion that was visible on his face. So I wanted to know for sure whether he understood or not.
We bring gifts for our dear ones in our real life. So similarly, we should bring gifts to our deities, whatever we like in market, whatever may be our capacity. Like you gave your example, how you went to Machli Bazaar. Machlipattnam.
Don't मेरे बदनामी मत करो मछली बाजार Machlipattnam, the town, East Coast.
So you went to Machlipattnam and you wanted to buy some artificial imitation jewelries for Radha Kunj Vihari. So that, but you didn't know the size of them. So that bhavana is there for deities, that we can bring them this, bring them whatever is our favorite. Like to Radharani we can bring purse to her if we may like. So similarly the gifts for deities can be there, and even
Bouquet you can purchase.
Bouquet we can purchase.
Many things.
Fruits, flowers,
Yes.
and even
Some
if-
special flower you get somewhere, special fruit. Some fruits and fresh you can get.
And even if we don't have all that, at least we can offer water to the deities.
Yes. Yes. we should not be after constructing big temples, which is not so much required for preaching. If Bhakti Saraswati Thakur embedded that press machine, printing press in logo of Gaudiya, and his view was that he could somehow print more and more books because they are Brihat Mintamur.
Yes. Okay.
We should not pass air in front of the deities, and even while worshipping the deities, if we sweat, then we should go and take bath. If we sweat while deity worship.
If we sweat, I did not say. If one has to pass water, then he has to remove all the clothes, go on gaucha, and pass it, wash hands, and then wear clothes and come back. If one goes for this, then we'll have to take bath. Sweating, I said, that is one thing which I have not found any solution either in my life or other pujari's life. So the person will sweat on festival day, especially when there are 21 weeks. So much fire close to body, and fire cannot be switched on.
Even if we take sleep for more than 1 hour
In the daytime.
we can have to. We can't worship deities or go in front of deities in the same clothes.
Right.
Also, you said that we should touch the feet of the deities and massage them. You got that opportunity.
No, every pujari gets. In the night we massage them. So whole day they are standing, no? They are standing from around 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m.
Yeah. And you read from Krishna book also, at least for 5 minutes.
And that every pujari does. That is the procedure of putting the Lord to rest. So when I did it, I have to do it. Whosoever does it, he has to do it. It's a standard procedure.
And one special point you told that no, if one is pujari, then his going back to Godhead is sure. But others, they have to go to first one of the planets, Vaikuntha planets, and then.
No, not Vaikuntha planet. Earthly planet where Krishna is performing pastimes.
Okay.
Not Vaikuntha. Earthly pastime where Krishna is actually performing pastime. One has to enter there and get that apprenticeship, learn, and then he can go back to Godhead. Directly he cannot go Golokula. But Pujari can directly go to Golokula. No need to take birth on planet where Krishna is performing.
It's called like pujaris are there, still like other devotees also they get also opportunity to serve the deities. Other devotees also get opportunity to serve the deities in ISKCON. So then it's like almost applicable to everyone.
No. Those who do all that, putting the Lord to rest, making garland, feeding them food, all that. If you see that Bhogarti song, something like that, or that Gathiya Malati Ramala, Dibo Dohar Goli, all those intimate services which the not Vrajavasis but the gopis render to Krishna, or maybe Yashoda Mai. So those Vatsalya Sakhya and Madhuri Ras, those who render those services as pujaris, for them it will be direct entry. Not that somebody does backup and all, so he will get direct entry. He has to learn how to assist Radha Rani in the services to Krishna. Like that, what Sakhis do, Manjaris do, all that. We get automatically trained in deity worship.
So the devotee has to be like lifelong, he should be a pujari.
Not lifelong. Basically, he does it for a few years. Then it will get in his nature automatically. Even morning Tulsi Arati is singing. Ei nivedana dharo sakhira logata karo seva adhikara diye karo nicha dasi. So dasi, in the dasi bhavana, if you do, I am going behind Lalita Devi or Vishakha Devi, Champaklata, Ramka Devi, Su Devi, Indulekha, Chitra Champaklata. So that kind of thing. To assist in the service of Krishna, assisting Radharani. So that mood should develop in one sense. Then one is fit. That will come little ahead. Maybe this chapter, next chapter somewhere. Little bit it will touch upon.
Also, though you told that devotees should learn to pronounce the right mantra, like whenever we are chanting prayers.
Slokas, verses, stanzas, whatever it is. Tunes are different at different times of the day. These things slowly should be learned. Somebody should teach and everybody should learn.
We should go to temple every day, at least once in a day. And if we can go multiple times, then better. But for Grihasthas, they should try to take their home, the house nearby to the temple so that they can visit here.
And if not possible,
If not possible, then they can make their home the temple
by having
by having a deity in their home.
like fill in the blanks. No problem. United we stand. United we complete the whole concept. Okay, we'll go ahead. We'll begin with the 9th chapter. Further consideration of devotional principles. So in this 28 to, I'll take that number, 28 to 42 are explained in the 9th chapter. How many? 23, correct? Quite some. It's the biggest chapter maybe, somewhat. Okay, so 28th, blasphemy. In 10, what is that, 14? 74, 40. Shukdev Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaj, my dear king, if a person after hearing blasphemous propaganda against the Lord and his devotees does not go away from that place, he becomes bereft of the effect of all pious activities. Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, in the midst of devotees, any devotee would start blaspheming another devotee. Immediately he would say, just the fact that devotee chanting Hare Krishna mantra is enough for me to overlook whatever the seeming faults in him. And he would silently, means after saying this statement, he would leave that place silently. So one should not continue hearing the blasphemy of the Lord or his devotee. Otherwise one loses all pious activities. Just like when Draupadi was getting disrobed, that was heavy Vaishnava aparadh. And all those who continued to be there, they should have retaliated, they did not do that, but they continued to be there. So then their life, their health, everything it is said reduced. Bhagavatam there is one verse. Just because a Vaishnavi's hair were pulled in an inappropriate way. The offense was done, right in public. And Shikshastakam, the devotee says, Trunadapi Shunichena, Tarorapi Sahishchana, Amanina, Manadena. So that's a devotee. In spite of Lord Chaitanya being so humble and meek as a devotee, when he was informed about injuries inflicted on the body of Shri Nityananda, he immediately ran to the spot and wanted to kill the offender. The behavior of Lord Chaitanya is very significant. It shows a Vaishnava may be very tolerant and meek, forgiving everything, foregoing everything for his personal honor. But when it is a question of the honor of Krishna or his devotee, he will not tolerate any insult. In the outside world, we see people when they are insulted, they become infuriated, they become very happy. And some others are insulted, they are very happy. But devotee is exactly opposite. When other devotees are insulted, he becomes very angry. And when he is insulted, he is not disturbed only. So he said there are 3 ways of dealing with such insults. Someone is heard blaspheming by words. One should be so expert that he can defeat the opposing party by argument. So he should be able to put forth nice arguments. Why are you blaspheming him? He is doing whatever, Vaishnava Seva. Why are you blaspheming? So we should be able to know the situation and accordingly quote shlokas, etc. and defeat that person. If he is unable to defeat the opposing party, then the next step is that he should not just stand there meekly, but should give up his life. Very poor. Who did? Sati. Parvati was not born. Parvati was born to Parvatraj, Himalaya. Sati is born to Daksha. So she gave up her life. The third process is followed if he is unable to execute the above mentioned 2 processes, and this is that one must leave that place and go away. It seems like for Brahman he should give up his body, Kshatriya he should cut off tongue, Vaishya,
Shudra should give up the body.
Shudra should give up body. Sure?
Yes. Shudra and Stri, that's why Sati was.
Stri Vaishya Tata Shudra. Okay. And then Vaishya and Brahman,
Brahman should leave that place.
Hmm.
Their cut is like
tongue. And Vaishya?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, find out.
Like if a Mayavadi is saying God is impersonal or I am God, this is
Can you
considered,
prove?
this is considered an offense and we have to say.
You have to defend him. You have to correct him, his understanding. So Prabhupada said, no, one Mayavadi said everything is one. Prabhupada said, okay, give me the blanket. It was cold time, so he took it. And then after some time he was feeling cold. He said, Swamiji could have my blanket. Prabhupada took out one thread. And he said, you said no, everything is one. So thread is the blanket. Then he said, no, please. Prabhupada said, you agree that thread is not blanket? He said, yes. Then Prabhupada gave blanket. Like that. Similarly, I think Giriraj Maharaj also, from AP or some mad fellow said, I am God. Then he said, give me your wallet. I'm in need of money. God should help those who are in need. So he gave all his wallet. So they go away now. He said, I need some fare. I don't have any money. So you accept that you are not a God. Then only I'll give. Because God doesn't need money after he gives to his bhaktas. He said, yes, I accept. So you have to smash those fellows. Verbally, not physically. If a devotee does not follow any of the above mentioned three processes, he falls down from his position of devotion. Yes. So sadhu ninda is the word it seems. So he says, who is a devotee? Principal characteristic is Krishna Eka Sharanam, surrendered to Krishna and his name. Secondary characteristic is other 25 qualities of a devotee. Madhya Lila, 22nd chapter, 78 to 80, explained from Lord Chaitanya's teaching to Srila Sanatana Goswami. 25 qualities of devotee. They are there in those 3 verses. Sadhu ninda, if one has the principal qualification of surrender to Krishna, but if he doesn't have all of the secondary qualifications to the full extent, he is still considered a devotee. As one continues chanting, the secondary qualifications eventually fully manifest. Yes, Shastri Bhakti Bhagavati. If we criticize him, bear bad feelings towards him, or hear him criticized, we are involved in sadhu ninda. Blaspheming a devotee incurs the anger of Krishna. Should never blaspheme devotees. Counteracting sadhu ninda, hearing. Upon hearing blasphemy, one should defeat the opposing party argument. If he is unable to defeat the opposing party, one should give up his life. Unable to execute the affirmation to him, then must leave the place. Then he said, the instruction set forth here in Srimad Bhagavatam is that one should not tolerate at any cost the activities of a person who vilifies or blasphemes an authority. If one is a Brahman, he should not give up his body, because by doing so he would be responsible for killing a Brahman. Therefore, a Brahman should leave the place or block his ears so that he will not hear the blasphemy. If one happens to be a Kshatriya, he has the power to punish any man. Therefore, a Kshatriya should at once cut the tongue of the vilifier and kill him. So, if in case you feel you are a Kshatriya, keep a knife ready. But as soon as the Vaishyas and Shudras are concerned, they should immediately give up their bodies. Both Vaishyas and Shudras should give up their bodies. First, one must recognize one is being blasphemous. Raghunath Goswami gives an example of how one mistakes something bad for something good in discussing someone who is bathing in ass urine and thinking that he is cleansing himself. Somebody is bathing in ass urine and is thinking, I am cleansing myself. So one should not mistake bad to be good. Sometimes we discuss the faults of a Vaishnava and we are thinking that actually this is a very good discussion and very purifying to analyze these faults for the sake of clarifying issues to push on the movement. At least don't take the names. Some case can be studied, but don't take the names. The name taking means directly you are pinpointing the problem. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish the devotional creeper from the weeds. Putinati is the weed of duplicitous behavior and or fault finding. Raghunath Das Goswami compares it to bathing in an ass urine. Duplicitous behavior means that we are making a show of devotional service with the main purpose of not pleasing Krishna, but to get some honor or praise, so people will respect us or think we are very pure. We find fault with others to make our position more by making others' position less. To become free from sadhuninda, one should first beg forgiveness from the devotee in such a way that he will be pleased to forgive us by approaching him with humility, glorifying him and serving him. Humility, glorification, service. Avoid the association of non-devotees and materialistic devotees. By their association, more we associate with materialistic people, more we will offend Vaishnavas. But by associating with pure devotees, we will offend Vaishnavas less or not offend at all. Okay. Next, 21st item is Tilak and Tulsi beads. The Padma Purana there is statement describing how Vaishnava should decorate his body with tilak and beads. Persons who put Tulsi beads on the neck, who mark 12 places of their bodies as Vishnu temples with Vishnu symbolic representations, the 4 items held in the 4 hands of Lord Vishnu, conch, mesh, disc and lotus, and who have Vishnu tilak on their foreheads are to be understood as the devotees of Lord Vishnu in this world. Their presence makes the world purified, and anywhere they remain, they make that place as good as Vaikuntha. Tirthi Kuruvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gadabruta. Yudhishthira Maharaj glorified Vidurji after he came back from pilgrimage. Person of your caliber, they are holy places themselves, and you make holy places holy. Holy places are the most sinful places, because people go and take bath in the rivers and dump all their receipt. So they become very unholy or contaminated, dirty, sinful places. But when pure devotees go and take bath in those very rivers, they purify and make the holy place holy. Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthan. Also they mark symbols. Yesterday we discussed Hare Krishna also can be written. They also have symbols. In Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya they have